Rebecca, and today we're back to draw another video. And today, since it's the holiday season, I decided to go with something festive. So I decided to do a stocking. So these are really easy to draw, and I love to draw these things because you can get as creative as you want. You can have different designs, patterns, different colors, basically anything you want. So I really hope you guys will enjoy this video, and so let's get started. Okay everyone, so I'm gonna get started. So the first step is to create 2 dots on your paper. So you can either do it anywhere you like. This is going to be like the top of the stocking. And then you want to have kind of like curves like a cloud. So 1, 2, I'm just going to do 3 on each side because I don't want mine to be too long. Actually, I'll just do 2, like this. Like this. So you have kind of like a really long and thin cloud, just like this. And now you want to draw the bottom part of the stocking. So I suggest, in case you don't want to mess up, do this part in pencil. So I'm gonna go get a pencil. Okay, so I got my pencil, and the first thing we're gonna do is we're going to draw 2 straight lines on down the other side. So this one's gonna be a bit shorter. So we're gonna draw right here, around, maybe right here, because we want the stocking to be a bit bigger. And you want to draw a straight line down. Okay, my straight line's kind of straight. Just like this. So once you have the 2 straight lines, you now want to take your pencil and you want to draw like the foot part of the stocking. So kind of like, stockings are supposed to be like almost like really long socks. So they have like the end of the foot. So we're gonna draw that. So most of the time it's tilted downward instead of being like normal like this, because that look more like a shoe. So we're going to tilt it downward and draw kind of like almost like a curve down like this. You can make it even a bit more curved if you wanted to. So once you have the right curve, you want to go kind of like up, just like this. So the same angle as this one, and you kind of want to curve it down to create the heel. So the heel doesn't have to be that big. Very subtle, very small. Now stockings, it's a bit hard to get the shape right. Like over here, you don't want it to be too pointy, so you kind of want to fix that a little bit. So once you're satisfied with the curve and the shape, you can now go over it with a darker color if you want to. It's perfectly okay to leave it like this. So I'm gonna go over it. And now I'm gonna go in with my eraser and erase any lines that are visible outside of the Sharpie. So I erased all the lines, and now here comes the best part. You get to decorate the stocking. So since this is mostly plain, you can decorate it however you'd like and any way you want. There is one last thing we should do though before we start decorating this part of the stocking, and that is to draw something coming out of the stocking. So this doesn't be too hard, just a bunch of boxes or rectangles or stuff like that. So I'm just going to be drawing a bunch of rectangles and just a few curves. It doesn't have to be that fancy, and then I'm just going to be going over them with a Sharpie and erasing any excess lines. Just like this, just to make it look a bit more 3D, or, you know, a bit more realistic. Well, not realistic. I mean, if it's a stocking, there has to be something inside, right? Now for the decoration, I wanted to go with something like a winter theme, so how about we put some candy canes on there? Okay, so I quickly just did a quick outline of a pencil of my candy canes, and now I'm just going to go over them with Sharpie. So I went over with Sharpie, and now I'm just going to go erase the lines. And now I'm going to do the rest. So I'm not going to actually do the lines of the candy canes with Sharpie. I'm actually just going to do it with the colors. So let me show you the colors I'm going to be using for this. So these are the main colors I'm going to be using. So let's get started. So for the first one, I'm just going to start off with, I think, the candy canes, or maybe the background. So let's do the background first. So I thought of using a yellowish shade. So I'm going to start with the lightest. And I'm just going to start very lightly. So they're pretty pale yellow. So I'm going to very lightly start shading one side. So that's the background. So moving on with the candy canes, I'm going to start with my marker here. And I am going to just draw a few lines, just like this. And don't worry, I'll make them thicker. That is just to mark off where exactly just to color in with red. So now that I drew all that, I'm going to get on with my colored pencil. And I'm just going to fill in alternating it because that's how candy canes are. So I'm just going to be sticking with the traditional red and white because I think that will go really, really well together. So let's go ahead and do that. And so I finished that, and now I'm going to do the white part. So I'm just going to use white and gray to do most of the shading. So the first step is to cover the outside with gray. So kind of like give a very, very thick outline, just like this, and take your white and kind of spread the inside. Take this time to smooth it out. And it might take a bit of time just to kind of get it all smooth together. That's okay. Until you have almost kind of like it's almost fully blended in together. And don't be afraid to take more gray and blend it in. So I'm pretty happy with this. And now I think the last step is to just fill in these three things at the top. You can use any color you want. So I picked out these three colors: green, this magenta, purplish color, and blue. So I'm not gonna do much shading since we already have a lot of shading in the stocking. So I'm just gonna go ahead in the marker and just color it in. You don't have to do the same colors I'm using. You can totally switch it up. This is you can get very creative with this one. You can do whatever you like. So I've just colored in the top portion. And now the last step is, do you see all this Sharpie right here that I've got color on? I'm just gonna quickly go over all of that. Okay, so I've just gone over it with the Sharpie again. And as you can see, it looks like 50 times better. So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this drawing as much as I did. Like and subscribe if you like this. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season. And stay safe and healthy. Bye.